I heard you're not doing your SIP. Problem क्या है?
प्रॉब्लम ये है कि मैं चाहता हूं कि मेरी लाइफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम ही ना हो, लेकिन मेरी लाइफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम ना हो, ये मेरे पोर्टफोलियो की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है। इंडेक्स फंड, गोल्ड, एफडी, स्टॉक्स, रियल एस्टेट, you name it. In the last 6 months, I have seen it all. तुमको क्या लगता है? You'll start investing today and कल से रिटर्न्स ही आ जाएंगे, पैसा ही पैसा होगा? नहीं भाई, ऐसा नहीं है। Oh, but wait. You have to choose the right stocks. Choosing stocks. You know how many stocks are there? 5000 stocks हैं। Growth stock लूं या value stock लूं? स्मॉल कैप रिटर्न्स तो दे देंगे शायद, लेकिन रिस्क भी तो बहुत है। तो मैं क्या करूं? व्हाट एम आई सपोज टू डू? चलो स्टॉक्स का मान लिया, यू नीड अ बिग ब्रेन टू थिंक, बट म्यूचुअल फंड तो सही है। कहां सही है? उसमें भी तो इतना कुछ है। इक्विटी, डेट, इक्विटी प्लस डेट का हाइब्रिड, फ्लेक्सी कैप, टैक्स सेविंग फंड। You know what? A perfect portfolio is a myth.
Come here. Sit. Here's the problem, okay? You have so little money and you have so many options, and unknowingly you have procrastinated, dude. You think ye problem hai, I'll microanalyze this. What happens to that company? What happens in this situation? What if I should check this also? So your dreams of retiring early, smashed. Your chance of making those lakhs of rupees, over. You buying that car, going abroad, khatam.
If you don't want to tell me, say it. I will go and work.
No, chill. This happens to you, this happens to me, and people watching this video. So, we will talk about this new word now, decision fatigue.
What's the solution?
I'll tell you the solution. You know, adults make 35,000 decisions a day.
What? I don't believe it.
Dude, think about it, right? Everything from when you get up, when you brush your teeth, salt or pepper. What are you working on right now?
The fest.
So, the 01 Fest, you have to think about the lineup, who's going, stage kaisa hona chahiye, kya activities honge, how do people get the passes. It's unlimited, and apart from that, you have the production of all of this video content. We're trying to make new series. Oh my goodness, website live ja raha hai ki nahi? It's kind of crazy. And when the brain makes all these decisions, then you add a bunch more decisions on top of it, and you have too many choices.
And then
those choices actually cause your brain to go, Toodles, I'm gonna die for a little bit because this is too much. And it goes.
I agree.
You know, our parents had very limited choices in life. Like internet nahi tha, so content ka to choice tha hi nahi, but limited choice in career.
Okay.
Limited choice in how they get to office.
Engineer, doctor.
Correct. Limited choice in a lot of things. And if you think about it, we live in the age of abundance. And there's this paradox of choice. We have way too much choice. And that's actually a problem.
How is that a problem?
Like, have you been to a buffet and you don't know where to start? Or gone through that endless Netflix loop and you don't know where to actually...
What to watch. And
then once you're watching, you're like, thoda aur scroll kar lete, maybe I could have found something else.
Correct, yeah.
Here's how age of abundance works. When you have a lot of choice, you think, this is really important and I'll figure it out. And just like your career, your future, your skill and everything else that's important, and those abs that you'll never get, Abhishek, you put it out ki baad mein karenge. And then time goes by because you've actually not made a decision. And then you start to think, I need more time because I'll take a quality decision. Even investments, you think, okay, I need a little more time. Let me understand what the market is. But now what's happening, dude, is that time has gone by and you've just procrastinated.
But don't you think that is important? Because I need to spend time to learn, na?
I totally agree. But then once a year or 2 years have gone by, a new monster will come. The FOMO monster. And this monster will say,
तुमने इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया, market has made new highs.
And then you'll try to invest, and then because you want to do it in one day, you'll take a bad decision. Poor decision. It didn't work out. So I think the first step is having too much choice knowing actually makes poor decision making because of this flow chart. And like decision fatigue is not like physical fatigue. Like when you go to play cricket, you get tired by the end of the day and kuch toot jata hai. Then you ask for an off the next day. But in decision fatigue, you just don't take the decision. You just ignore it.
It happens here.
So when you know something is important, it happens here. And when you're not making a decision, that sort of is a decision, right? you've decided not to take a step towards it. So decision fatigue actually exists in everything, even stuff like clothes and food. Like when you're selecting clothes, for example, it takes a lot of time and it takes a precious decision-making ability at that time. You could take, 30 minutes to select clothes? And people have found solutions of it, right? So, for example, people use a capsule wardrobe system.
Oh, like today I'll wear this, tomorrow I'll wear that, blah, blah, blah.
So they don't have to make a decision. They can quickly wear what they want. Or they have like 7 pieces of clothing and just mix and match.
Oh, already done by Monday, I'll wear this.
So decision fatigue exists everywhere and they've found their own solutions. We'll talk about how to do it in money.
Okay.
So take your phone out.
Okay.
And write a list of all the things you need to figure out before you actually invest.
Acha, invest, okay.
Okay, let's go.
1 eternity later.
Done.
Okay, read it out.
Do I have enough money left?
Okay.
What? It's my list. Where did I spend all of my money?
Okay.
I should take out time every Sunday to invest.
All right.
Where do I invest?
Okay.
How much should I invest?
All right, I can see your entire list. Let me check previous investment
Nice,
first,
no?
then you invest. Yeah, not bad. So what we can do is we can actually turn this into a process, right? So how much money you're left can be turned into a budget. So you actually decide how much money you want to spend during the month. So you have a process to it. Then you can think about the SIP. If you have a goal, like you told me, you want to buy these things over here, you've written.
Yeah, new sneakers. Also.
So you can have an auto pay SIP. It pays every month automatically. So as soon as you get your salary, the same day or the next day, the SIP amount is deducted and what you're left with is, well, your kharcha money because your investment money has already been invested.
Right.
So all of this is actually borrowed from something called the VARI framework.
What is this VARI framework?
So hold this. VARI stands for values, automation, rationality, and intuition. Values means you have to value certain things over other things. You have a list of things to do. All of them can't be important.
Yeah, it depends on the priority, no?
Yeah, like for example, choosing your next watch is less important than actually making your first emergency fund. You get the point, right? So you have to make sure that you have prioritized what you want to do somewhere, not in your head, but somewhere written down. Automation. We live in the internet age and a lot of things can be automated.
Like mandatory SIP.
Correct. Like not mandatory, but an SIP that auto pays every single month. Correct. Another thing that could be automated is, say, the credit card payments.
Ah, yes.
A reminder comes and it auto pays everything. You don't have to take that decision. Another thing is, right, like about decision making, if something takes only 2 or 3 minutes to do, just do it immediately at the spot. A lot of us think this is easy, this is small.
Procrastination,
And because so many 2-minute things piles up and you have to do something urgently, you just feel drained and pressured with all of this work. If something can be done now, finish it completely. Like getting to inbox 0 and reading all your WhatsApp messages. The last part of the framework is RI, rationality and intuition. Now think about it. Let's imagine a person who has 100 rupees as salary and is paying 80 rupees as EMI. Very extreme example. Now in this case, he has barely enough money to actually last the month, right?
20.
So should he actually automate his credit card payments? In this case, no, because it actually doesn't make any rational sense.
That could be his emergency fund, no?
I mean, emergency fund, he doesn't have enough money to last the month. So the point is, everyone's situation is different. Make sure none of these are blanket and you can't automate everything. Some things need to be relied on your discretion, and that's what this framework means.
Right, okay. Sir, I think you are thinking a lot on this. So what you're saying is create a plan and follow it, right?
Yeah.
Now, I think if the amount of time and effort that I'll, put into create that plan, don't you think that is much more higher?
So you're thinking creating those processes and will actually take more time than taking the decision itself. You're actually underestimating decision fatigue, right? So there was actually a study done with 1,100 judges. And the judges had to decide whether they should give the person parole or not. That means he could leave jail and
Go to his home,
and go to his home for some time. Correct. So the study was based on how these decisions are being taken. So you would think it would be the severity of the crime, the type of people being, etc. But the biggest variable was the time of day.
How?
So imagine the judge coming into the court. He's well rested, fresh in the morning. 65% of the decisions were that he would give parole. And then as the day would go by,
He
he'd
would
get
be tired and then he'll say, नहीं दे रहा parole.
yeah, and it'd become negative.
अच्छा, okay.
And then would come lunch. The judge would then go, take a break, probably listen to some music, eat something, he'd be rested again. And as soon as he'd re-enter the courtroom, the decision would become 65% in favor.
Again.
And then as the day went by and the judge would get tired, again it would become negative. So you can see a judge who has to make a lot of decisions is being affected by having too many variables through the day coming back to back, and it's affecting the percentage. And this was done on a large sample size.
That's a real research.
That's a real research, and that's their full-time job. Their job is judgment. So हम तो नहीं कर पाएंगे, dude. So probably making a process is something you need to figure out. I mean, think about how many steps you need to make. Even if you understand investing, you need to think about how you'll diversify the stocks.
Correct.
What industry gets how much weightage?
Sectors.
Should it be equal or do you want to make it weighted? Should you select the larger ones or go for the smaller companies which might have larger growth potential?
Returns.
I can name 1,000 other factors. The decision on just creating a portfolio could be crazy. So what's the summary of this?
I have to automate my decisions and I have to create some processes and put it in a system, right? Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, maybe you could use this mind map. And here's one more mind map. Did you like this video? Yes, hit that subscribe button and say something nice in the comments if you thought you learned something. See you in the next episode. मैं स्टोरी डालूं कि नहीं? और फटीग हो गया. What? R.I.
ओके सब खर्च दो 20% फ्यूचर डोंट मैटर साइड हसल हम कहते हैं पायरा या तुम कहते हो बिल्लुल्लू
I have seen it all.